Hi, I'm Ray Gehring, guitarist here in Brooklyn, New York. Today I'm going to go over scale modes and what modes are. Modes are one of the easiest things to understand in music theory. It's just simply starting and stopping on the next letter in the scale. Let me write this out. So I'm going to write out the C major scale. So here's our scale, 7 original notes, and then it repeats. All that a mode is starting and stopping on the next note in the scale. So if I were to write out the C major scale, but starting on D, I would have D, E, F, G, A, B, C. Nifty pink. So this is also a C major scale, but we're starting and stopping on a D, and we'll end on a D here. The next mode, as you can see, is E. And then, of course, it goes on. So essentially what we're doing is writing the scale out. And then we start on the next note. So you can see what's happening here. We start on one note and go. Start on another note and go. The various names for these modes, they're named after ancient Greek tribes, I guess. Each one had their own distinct character, and then they used those for the musical modes. So the first one is called Ionian. The next one is called Dorian. The next one is called Phrygian. The next one is called Lydian. The next one is Mixolydian. Here is the Aeolian and the Locrian. So again, modes are really the easiest thing to understand, and they're what makes scales more interesting. You don't always want to start and stop on the root note, the C. We can start at any point we want to along the way. We can mix them up however we want to. It really doesn't matter if I circle back and forth, take this or take that. It's all the same scale. What we're doing is spelling out our ideas, our story onto the scale. So these are what modes are. It's just simply starting and stopping on a different note in the scale. When people say practice your modes, all that is being said is start and stop your scale on a different note each time. Randomly circle some notes and see how they sound together. Mix them around. Take a C, an F, and a B, and see if those make any sort of melody note for you or any ideas. We really don't even have to use the term mode. We just start and stop on the next letter in the scale. In modes, you can switch them around. You can go from one to another to another. All right, so the first mode, the Ionian, is just from C to C. If I wanted to go up 2 octaves, that's the C. D, which is called Dorian, would just be D. Or again, 2 octaves. E, which is the Phrygian, would start like this. So E. That's 1 octave. My goal is to know all the different fingerings and to be able to slide up one string to be able to get to another position within the same scale. F, which is called the Lydian, has a raised fourth, so it would be F, 1 octave, two octaves, onto the Mixolydian, which starts on the G, G, here comes the Aeolian, which is A minor, and it goes like this. A, one octave. Now for the last one, which is called the Locrian, B, let's start down here, B. And then we're back to C again. Press play on the looper, and I'll kind of show you what the different modes sound like over a C major chord. I'll start with C to C. I'm going to start on the next note in the scale and just play the same notes. Now that over a C major chord leaves it kind of suspended, kind of a sus over that C major. Now I'll go to the E. Which sounds great over a C major chord. Onto the Lydian now, which is the F. Sounds like it wants to go somewhere as well. It just feels like it wants to resolve. Maybe. Now here is the Mixolydian starting with G. Sounds okay. It's better for the G7 chord. Now the A, Aeolian. Sounds okay, but it also wants to pull somewhere else, but it really works well because A minor is the same as C major. But it's going to depend upon where you stop. You're targeting a chord tone of some kind. Now here comes a Locrian, starting on a B. Now that definitely wants to resolve. So you can see how, or you can hear how the different modes, how they even sound over, you know, the tonic chord, just a C major. So we can use modes to go along with the different chords in the scale. If this is C, we can play C major scale. If this is D minor, the D minor mode. All that a mode is, is playing the scale from one note to the end, to another note to the end, in order. That's all that a mode is, and we can use them to solo. We can use any of the modes over any of the chords found in the scale. This applies to every scale. It's up to us to use it to tell our own story. You can play wrong notes and it still works. Pedal a C major chord and try some of the different modes. I'm trying a Phrygian because it starts on an E, which is a chord tone. Sounds great over C major, and I'm not always starting and stopping on a C note. I chose this one instead, which has a better story for my ears. Now I can also use maybe careful with where I put that seventh note. Like that. I just don't want to hang on it too long. It's just going to want to go somewhere. And again, listen to how the G Mixolydian sounds. It's just a C major scale starting and stopping on a G. Works pretty well. This is just a fun way to practice, to get more out of the scale, to get exactly what we need to out of the scale. The scale, again, is just a collection of notes. It's just the recipe. It's not the final product. What we do with these notes is how we tell our story. This is just an explanation of how the order of notes goes. That's it. The rest of it, it's up to you to create something fun from it. Hey, thank you so much for watching. Appreciate it. Racing towards 1,000 subscribers, where I'll be giving away a Mythos Mjolnir. And hey, only if you want, hit like and subscribe, and stay tuned for more videos. Thank you so much.